Hey guys, coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Yeah, this guy was hinted at yesterday by the post over on Twitter and Facebook. The Armand the Magnificent, Fortune Teller Bard, the Vagabond. Yeah, we all guessed wrong, I guess. Even in the comment section, didn't see anybody mention Barbarian. I don't think. He's going to be a Barbarian legendary coming into the game through a fusion / fragment event. What does that mean? Fusion / fragment event means you'll be collecting epics. Probably we're going to get a new epic added into the game as well. So you collect the fragments for the epics and then you make a legendary through a fusion as we're used to. So you ascend and rank up the epics for that one. This guy will be insane. He will definitely be a PvP champion similar to the likes of Wukong for his usefulness. And he'll be very much hated. And I'll explain why. But I mean, it's a fusion, so everybody should be able to get it if they push a little bit hard, as long as you save your resources. Also, by the way, they'll be doing, they'll be introducing 2x chances on soul stones. I forgot to mention that at the start. It's going to be 2x chances on soul stones that they'll be adding as a unique event, where the soul stones, when you summon something, it's going to be 2x the chance for it to be a 6-star. So here from mortal and immortal ones is going to be 0.75 times 2, so 1.5, and this one immortal will be 12%, which is actually quite high, I want to say. So immortals, I will be seeing lots of those offered for sure by raid. But yeah, let's get back to the fusion guy and have a look at his insane kit. First things first, I thought he was going to be part of like raid's 5th celebration, so like maybe a free champion. Well, I thought wrong. Why did I think so wrong? Well, they went into the effort of making a 20-second hype video for the Festival of Creation for their 5th anniversary, and this big champion focus from this one is a fusion. I didn't expect that, but apparently it is. Also, people thought he was going to be a banner lord. He's not a banner lord. So let's go over and have a look at his skills. And Armand the Magnificent is going to be a sheep master. We'll see what people think about him. Wired Blade is his A1 skill, attacks one enemy. 35% chance to increase the cooldown of a random active skill by 2 turns. It fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each turn added to the cooldown. Pretty good. 50%. It's going to be 50% chance. And then we have greatest hits, attacks all enemies. Look at that. Steals the turn meter of each target except enemies under sheep buffs. Also places a stun debuff for 1 turn on all enemies not under sheep debuff. So the important thing here is to see this. Stealing turn meter and then a stun is a huge crowd control effect. This will matter for many areas in the game. Doom Tower, the Spider, any dungeon that you seem to have problem with pushing, you should be able to have control over it because of this one, because of the steal in turn meter. It's gonna be huge, and it's gonna work also on bosses that can have their turn meter reduced. So fantastic A2. And then looking at his A3, for my next trick is called, like, he's supposed to be a magician / pirate, I guess. But anyway, places a sheep debuff on an enemy for 1 turn, then has a 75% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies. Fills this champion turn meter by 5% for each buff removed. So placing a sheep debuff, I'm not sure how this is gonna work with a block debuff buff, but yeah, he'll be able to actively place a sheep, unlike how Wukong does it, where he attacks a target, and then if he does have the accuracy as a support, he's going to be able to sheep them out. 75% chance of removing all buffs from all enemies is insane, but that happens after the sheep, so you'll be able to streak debuffs as well as sheep a single target. And then also fills turn meter. Pretty huge for a 3-turn cooldown. It's pretty nuts. Finally, passive. Look at that passive. Whenever a sheep debuff is removed or expires on an enemy, increase the cooldown of a random active skill on that enemy to its maximum. So you'll be controlled by sheeps, and then you'll have this guy also be annoying and lock you out after you're being sheeped. It's just insane. Fills this champion's turn meter by 10% for each turn added to the cooldown. If there are multiple champions on the team with this skill, only one will activate. Pretty nuts. And it's going to be from any sheep. So he's going to work very well together with Wukong. He's going to work very, very well together with your supports that already are running the sheep awakening, right? And then finally, an aura for speed boosting in all battles by 28%. This guy is insane. I totally expect people to go nuts with him in arena. He will be very annoying to deal with. And the way that you're going to deal with this guy is probably also with sheep, because he's going to be attacking enemies and then trying to apply debuffs on them. He'll be, he'll be able to sheep, but also he'll be able to strip buffs. So there's the chance to also get sheep there to him. So you'll have that as something coming in to the meta of arena. The meta of arena is basically sheep and just handling sheep all day long. I gotta check Wukong though and see on how this will be any different from what he does. So if the initial target survives, places a sheep debuff on them for 1 turn, this debuff cannot be blocked. So yeah, Wukong is extra insane with this one because you cannot block the sheep. So a debuff block will not be that important. So having champions in your team already that provide something like a block debuffs, like Sifi, like Duchess, it's going to be huge for the arenas if you're somebody who cares so much about it. We're also going to have the change coming into the live arena bonuses. Well, it's not a change, it's an addition of having every single area that we don't have a bonus for. We'll have a bonus for like Iron Twins, Sand Devil, Phantom Shogun, Faction Wars, Doom Towers, Sintranos. So all of those areas will now be able to basically, you know, boost our stats and see how that does. I think all endgame players will focus on Sintranos rather than anything else because everybody pretty much has a team for that from the endgame players already. So like Faction Wars, I don't need to build a stronger team for that one. So where does this new fusion tie in? Well, I think everybody should go for him, regardless of what you think of sheep and how much you use it in arena. I think everybody should go for him because he's going to be such a strong champion for his A2 skill. That turn meter control that he has plus the stun, it's just insane. Insane. So you'll be attacking all enemies. I don't care about his multiplier. Steals all the turn meter of each target except enemies under sheep debuffs. That would have been a bit too strong, already slowing down the sheep, that the sheep is already very slow. Also placing a stun debuff for 1 turn all enemies not under a sheep debuff. So steal turn meter control. Let's say they're at 80% turn meter. You steal it, they drop to 0. Place a stun, it's basically that they lost 2 turns because of that skill. So this can be useful in so many different situations where you're having trouble pushing. He's gonna help out. So just by this skill, if you don't care about PvP and his A3 skill, fine. But this skill, this A2, just makes him worthy of a fusion. He's the first fusion of the year that is, I think, really proving its worth, I would say. Yeah, I don't think last month's fusion was really worth it to even consider. And with that in mind, I'll definitely be going for him on the main account. On the free-to-play, will I be going for this guy if I can? Yeah, but you guys know the problem. It's gonna be your shards. Do not summon if you do not have enough shards now to also be summoning for the fusion. It might be a difficult fusion. We probably will get some stuff for free in terms of shards for summons through the 5th year celebrations, but I doubt it's gonna be enough for us to make this fusion like a walk in the park. So you gotta have that in mind and not go crazy. We have the 2x going on today. There's gonna be 2x on tomorrow and the day after that as well for the Archer. Now it's currently for Arsalan, and there's gonna be a ton of events for sure as time passes, because I do think that they want players to use up all the resources, and this guy is worth the resources. So start saving up, do your clan bosses every day, and be mindful of the next fusion that is coming. This was the video, guys. I hope you're gonna go for this champion, because I certainly think you will regret it if you don't, especially if you have like a newer account, a mid-game going into late-game account. Think of it. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Leave your comments down below on your thoughts. And yeah, see you in the next one.